Hello. Thank you so much for joining me back here again. I appreciate all of your likes. I appreciate all of your comments. I read every single one of them. I block and delete some of them. And for the most part, I appreciate all of the love and support. And it would be the greatest favor ever if you would subscribe to the channel, if you would like this video, help it to get into the algorithm, and, shared your thoughts and your feelings about what we're about to talk about. And so I'm going to talk a little bit today about God's design for women. What is God's design for women, even in 2024? Because, and let me just start by saying this. For those of you who are not God lovers, for those of you who are not Jesus lovers, or you don't want to hear me talk about anything related to, I guess, what you consider to be religion or spirituality or whatever, you can go ahead and click off of this. You can go ahead and go somewhere else. You can go to somebody else's video. You don't need to be here. I want you to remember that whenever you are responding negatively about me talking about Jesus. Okay, so when you want to respond negatively to me talking about God or me talking about Jesus, you doing the devil's work. So you don't have to be here. You can go on right. You can click right off of this video, but a lot of y'all don't, because you the devil's little minion, and you wanna put something negative on my platform to think you're gonna bring me down. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. God has well equipped me. Okay. So if you don't like me talking about God and talking about Jesus, you can go away. You can go right on off of this thing. Last I checked, you have free will. You don't have to be here if you don't want to. Okay? So what is God's design for a woman in 2024? It has not changed. It has not changed in all of these years, ladies. God has a wonderful, great design for you. I just don't want you to miss it. I just don't want you to get caught up in all this feminist dogma and all this rhetoric and all this crap, and you actually miss what God has designed for you to do. You actually spend your life doing something totally different, totally not what God designed you to do. And then you reach close to the end of your life and it's like, dang, I feel like I missed something. I feel like there was something I was designed to do and I didn't do it. So I'm going to tell you what it is. And let me give you this little disclaimer. So if you are the feminist type and you believe that there's a problem with me talking about marriage or talking about having children, again, you can click off of this video. You can go on somewhere. You are not, please don't feel any pressure to stay right here and listen to me. You can click off this video and go on about your business. Okay? But here's what you're not going to do. You are not going to convince me that the creator, what created me, didn't know what it was doing. That whatever created me, which is my God, that my God is wrong. See, that's what you ain't about to do. So you can click off. You can click off if you want to push back. If you want to say, well, no, and this is it. Okay, baby, you not God. You not God. You not his holy son. You not the man who came down here and died for me. So no, I ain't trying to hear that. Yeah, and if you don't know, now you know. I'm sensitive. I'm sensitive about my God. I'm sensitive about my Jesus. When you start putting comments about my God, that'll get you blocked real fast. That'll get you sent away real fast. I'm very sensitive about my God. So if you don't know that by now you know. So keep doing that. That'll get you sent away real fast. But ladies, you are different than a man. You are biologically different. You are hormonally different. You can look at a woman and see how she's different than a man. You can cut a woman's body open and see how it is different than a man. So whoever's trying to sell you the nonsense that says men and women are the same, we're all the same, we all have the same purpose, or we all have the same design, or no, we don't. No, we do not. My body can do something that no biological male's body can do. Ever. Ever. I have a superpower. Okay? And whether you want to use it or not, if you have a healthy, normal, like you were born with all the female parts, your body can do it. Okay? Now, am I sitting here saying that you should do it? That's really going to depend on you. Me personally, me talking about me, I didn't fully become the woman I am until I became a mother. Until I birthed my 3 children into the world. And remember, one of those children was a single birth. The second time around was twins. That is when I stepped in to the era of my power. That's when I stepped into my feminine power. That's when I finally knew what God created me to be and what he created me to do. That's why y'all can't tell me nothing. That's why can't no man tell me nothing, okay, about my age or any. Y'all can't tell me nothing. I'm a bad bee, last I checked. I have delivered 3 human beings onto the planet. I have delivered them from my body, from my vagina, okay? I have raised them to be young adults. I have fed them from my bosom, and they grew from the milk that my body made. You can't tell me nothing. You think you can offend me? You think you can make me feel away with your little comment? You really can't. You really can't. My God, That's the beauty. That's the magnificence, ladies, of being a woman. I bring forth life. I make sure that humanity continues. I nurture that life. I teach that life. I help that life to grow and be strong. I cover that life. I protect that life. Like, that is God's design for you. Now, whether you choose to do it or not is going to depend on each and every single woman. But I'm just talking about from my perspective. I didn't fully become the woman I am until I did that. Once I did that, I knew in my soul and my spirit, wow, this is what God has called me to do. This is what makes me not better, but different than a man. Okay? Because we're not going to get off on that. Y'all love to talk about who's better. Men's logic and rational thinking is better. Women's feeling and emotion and intuition is better. We're just different. We're just different. Now, let me tell you what's better. When you take a good woman and you pair her with a good man, baby, we can't be stopped. We cannot be stopped. You can literally, one man, one woman, you can fill the entire earth. And we know that because it's been done. That is God's original design. One woman, one man, filled the entire earth as we know it now. That's how powerful men and women are together. They have the power to make everyone we see. So this gender war that we're caught up in, women are better, men are evil and hateful, women are evil and hateful, that's not God's design. That is not what God created. God is in heaven right now weeping because of y'all's foolishness. That's not what God created. But ladies, I'm here to tell you, you were born with a womb because the intention is one day you might use it. If you choose not to use it, that's on you. If you choose not to use the breast God gave you, and guess what? God ain't give you those breasts so you can put silicone in them and put them in push-up bras and show them on camera and all this other. No, God gave you those breasts to feed your children. Those breasts are not men's playthings. Those breasts are used to feed your children. But y'all missed that memo. That is God's design for you. God gave you an intuition. He gave you a way of knowing things that can't nobody know. And even when you tell people very directly, this gonna happen, that's gonna happen, you did this, you said, and they're like, how did you know that? And guess what? You don't even know. You don't even know how you knew. And you knew. God dropped that in your spirit. That intuition, that gut instinct, that knowing. He dropped that in your spirit. But y'all don't listen. Y'all don't use that gut instinct. You don't use that red flag detector. Y'all just turn that clean off. You know something ain't right. And, oh well, I'm just gonna go on over there. Like, I'm just gonna do this. I'm just like, y'all don't even use what God gave you to keep you safe, to protect you, to make sure you don't fall into foolishness. He gave you that. He gave you beauty. He gave you intellect. I mean, so many things were built into you as a woman. So much power. You have so much feminine power. And you let some stupid people, some stupid modern day people, some stupid men and women, he gave you femininity, the most powerful thing on earth. And you let some stupid men and women talk you out of the most powerful part of yourself. Femininity? That's weakness. What? Being a mother? That's not good. That's all you are, is a mother? All you are is a housewife? You know, but there's so much more you could do. And why can't you do what men do? Why would I want to do what men do? Answer me that. Why would I want to do what men do? Why? Why would I want to do that when God gave me a superpower? I don't want to do what men do. I want to align with nature. I want to align with Mother Nature. I want to actually do what God has designed me to do. And guess what? Once that time is over, God's grand design for me is over. He gave me a mind. He gave me an intellect. He gave me business acumen, and he gave me all these other things. It's not to say I can't use that. That's what I'm doing right now. In this season of my life, I'm using this. I'm using all the other gifts that God dropped in my soul. But guess what he said, Anita? Don't forget the main thing I gave you. Don't forget the superpower. Like, don't go running behind the money and the fame and the this and the that. And yeah, I know you're smart. I know you intellectual. I know you have gifts. I know you have all kinds of talents. But please don't forget what your superpower is. That's what the Lord told me. Don't forget what I put inside of you and every other woman. Don't trade that. Don't trade that off for all this other stuff. What the Bible say, that you can have all the riches in the world and lose your soul? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I followed nature. I made sure that I was under God's grand plan for my life. And honestly, I think that's a lot of reason why I've had a measure of success. Because I've actually done things the way God asked me to do them. Okay? He knew early on, no, you're not going to come into no level of success at 21 or 25. I got other plans for you. There's other things you should be doing. And all that will happen, Anita, if I give you all that money, if I give you all that power, all that fame, you will abandon your true design. You will abandon my will for your life. God know me. He know me better than I know myself. He said, you'll be off doing all this other foolishness and not doing what I actually put you here to do, was to be a wife and a mother. Okay? So for the feminists listening and ear hustling, okay, it is not about abandoning your dreams or your goals or your talents or your gifts. It's about timing, sweetheart. You cannot have it all at the same time. That message is a message I have been telling women for years and years. You cannot have it all at the same time. Something will get broken. It's like trying to juggle 3 balls and you're doing great, and then someone adds another one, and oh, it's getting a little crazy. Someone adds another ball and another ball. Balls will fall out of the air. Balls will fall and break because you can only juggle so many balls successfully. So ladies, especially if you're a younger lady, do it God's way. Do it God's way. Follow Mother Nature. Okay? Stop listening to people who are telling you, oh, you've gotta, get out here and get all the education you can and start all the businesses you can, and then you've got to make all the money you can, and then you've got to buy all the stuff you can. You can do that when you're 80. You can do that when you're 80. What you can't do when you're 80 or 70 or 60 or 50, most of us can't, right? Is use our superpower. That superpower has a finite amount of time. Okay? That superpower, we got to use that in a certain amount of time, or we don't get to use it at all. And for those who continue, oh, well, there's all this, science, and I can get help this way and that way, and this, and I can have a baby if, there's all this science. You got IVF and IUI and this and that. That's a gamble. You know what you're doing? You gambling. I know plenty of people. I got clients right now that's in their fourth turn with IUI and it's not working. Then what you gonna do? So IUI don't work, IVF don't work, and you done called yourself, well, I just gonna put it on the back burner. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm not listening to Anita. And then you out of luck. You out of luck. Go with nature. Go with nature. Okay, follow nature. You're going to be more successful if you do that. But those of you that keep trying to go outside of nature, you keep trying to defy the laws of God and nature, okay, tell me how it works. Tell me how it's working. And why? Why would you want to put your body through all that? Why would you want to pay all that money for something you can do for free? Like, make it make sense. I have a single child. I have a set of twins. And didn't use no drugs, didn't use no hormones, didn't pay a dime. Didn't pay a dime. My body's just doing what it's meant to do. And for those of you who want to know this little TMI, I had female issues. I had endometriosis. I had a surgery in my 20s prior to getting married and having my children. I had etriomas, like growing outside of my uterus. I had a fibroid and I had a surgery, and they went in and they said, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and everything should be great. And then look, the doctor, I remember a year later, he said, well, you might have trouble getting pregnant, blah, blah, blah. I was like, nope, that's not my story. And he says, why you say that? Because God has already told me. God has already told me at 9 years old that I will be a mother. And again, ain't no man here on earth that bleed gonna ever supersede my God. Once my God told me what it is, I don't care what man tell me. Like I said, man can't tell me nothing. God told me at 9 years old I would be a mother. Back then I wanted to have 5 kids. I only had 3. But once God told me, yep, that's what you're gonna do. That's what you're gonna do. And you're not gonna have no problems. It's gonna be smooth sailing. So yeah, let's stop that. Come on now. We need to follow nature. And you got to trust that plan. It takes a measure of trust, takes a measure of faith to walk with nature and walk with God and be in that spiritual alignment. Okay? It's not something that's done in your own strength. It's just like, I'm going to be honest with you, finding my next husband, my last husband, it can't be done in my own strength. It cannot be done. It's not solely up to me. It's something that has to be co-created. And by co-creation, I mean God is going to do his part and I'm going to do my part. Right? I can't do the part that is his, the supernatural. He's going to like line up all the stuff and we're just going to pass each other or however we meet. right? God's going to do that part. My part is to get myself together. My part is to get all my ducks in a row, get my financial ducks in a row. My part is to follow that instinctual intuition. When I get a divine, I tell people this all the time. Whenever you get like a divine idea or a divine inkling, follow it. Follow it. Okay? So it's just like when I went to the Tom Tom Festival. I said, Black Alumni Weekend is that same weekend. Let me go ahead and hit this festival up. Let me go ahead and go to these workshops. And I sat beside some of the most intelligent men who were in tech, men who are entrepreneurs, people I had a lot in common with. Is that sort of divine guidance that you have to follow. So it's the same when God tells you not to do something. Y'all need to get off them dating apps. Or look, you've been on the dating apps and you ain't had nothing but bad experiences, and it's God telling you, like, leave this alone. Leave this alone. But what you do, you keep going right back, and you keep having the same bad experiences. Or God tell you to leave a specific person alone. Oh my gosh. It's happened to me. It's happened to girlfriends of mine. And you know what? I can't say nothing. I can't say nothing. God told me to leave this person alone. And here I come, going to answer his call, answer his text, or let me go over there and see what he's talking about. And it ain't work out. It ain't work out because it ain't supposed to work out. And he told me that. But no, Anita, you want to keep going over there. You want to keep doing what you're doing. Okay. And it can get worse. It can get worse. Somebody need to hear this right now. Whatever it is you think you've been through that was really bad with that fella, oh, it can get worse. It can get worse. When God told me that, he said, leave this alone. Leave this alone. And look, if it's anything that you meant to experience, you will not miss it. That's how I live now. I did not believe that when I was young. Now, I know for a fact, if a person is mine, if a job is mine, if an opportunity is mine, if some money is mine, it's mine. It's mine. Can't nothing here on earth or heaven gonna keep it from me. But that's why I chill. That's why I don't be sweating. I be chilling because I'm like, it's mine. If it's mine, it's mine. Now, if it ain't mine, it ain't mine. And I go on about my business. But if it is to be mine, it will be mine. And remember, all things happen in divine timing. We cannot make it happen. We cannot force it to happen. We cannot force people to do things a certain way. No, I let go. I let go. Just like letting go of this steering wheel. I let go. I let God do his thing. And look, when he tell me, hey, I need you to show up and do this. Hey, I need you to go here or do that. Don't go there. Don't call this person. Don't do this. Like, it's going to work both ways. He going to tell you what to do. He going to tell you what not to do. All you have to do is listen. But ladies, we are lost. We are lost out here in 2024. We really honestly don't even know what our superpower is. We're not using our superpower at all. Like, we've been sold a bill of goods that's a lie. That somehow your femininity is not your strength. Being a mother is weak. Being a wife is lowly. like the devil done a job on y'all. And what's so interesting about everything we're seeing in the last 10 years, this is what I find so fascinating. So the devil, at any point in time, at any given time in history, he will see chinks in our armor, right? He will see these chinks. He'll see these little weaknesses. And whether it's about race, whether it's about politics or government, whether it's about gender. And look, y'all, they still on the race thing. They still on the ethnicity thing because they giving the Jews a run for their money. Like I said, the devil is beyond clever. He's going to find whatever that thing is and he's going to exploit it. So the Jews is getting wore out. Like, you got people out here that want to exterminate the Jews. That's insane. That's insane. People standing up in public forums. I can't even wrap my head around it. But you know what was the last frontier? And he started it. He started it with the free love movement. He started it with feminism. The early parts of feminism, the devil started it because he saw a chink, he saw a weakness. And now the devil said, oh, let's take this even further. Let's make these people confused about their sexuality and confused about their gender. Let's just bring in a bunch of confusion. And, let's let men hate women. Let's let women hate men. Let's stop procreating. Let's stop getting married. Let's weaken the entire society by destroying the family. Because you do know that the family is the cornerstone of our society. It's the cornerstone of everything about our nation. So if we destroy that, if we put the divorce rate up 50%, 51%, if we make it so that people are not even getting married in the first place, if we have a whole lot of single mothers and children being born to those single mothers and single fathers disappearing and all this other food, the nation will crumble. Life as we know it will crumble. Y'all underestimate the devil. Half of y'all out there don't even believe in the devil. But trust, he is very real. I've seen him in physical form. I've seen him in physical form in certain people. Okay, and that's just him slipping into people. Him and his demons will slip into people and create and have the most heinous acts. That's the devil. Because half of this stuff that these people out here doing, dismembering people and all this crap, man can't even think of that. That's a devil idea. That's a demon idea. I'm going to kill this person and cut up their body and put their body parts all over the county. That's a demon idea. Ain't no man think of that. The devil is alive and well. And as the Bible say, one of his greatest tricks is you all not believing in him. Like you all don't even believe the devil is real. You don't even believe in demons. But trust, they out here. They out here. I see some people in my comment section and I'm like, there you go. There you go, right there. Right there, showing up. How dare you talk about God? How dare you tell people the truth? How dare you try to save people from themselves? How dare you try to speak life into people? How dare you try to take women off of this destructive path? How dare you, Anita? How dare you tell women the truth? But that's the truth. That womb that you have, those breasts that you have, that mind, that heart that you have, it's your superpower. It's your superpower. It's the thing that makes you great. And if you denounce that, if you turn your back on that, if you denounce that, what are you doing? What are you doing? But like I said, it's going to be people, oh, everybody's not meant to be a mother. Everybody not meant to be married. Okay. Like I said, I can't even respond. But here's what I know. The Bible say we ain't supposed to be having sex outside of marriage. You're not supposed to be having sex with anybody but your husband or your wife. And 98% of y'all ain't built for that life. I'm not built for that life. Can I keep it honest? I'm not built for the celibate life. I am abstaining until my man shows up. Till my husband shows up, I'm abstaining. I'm practicing sexual discipline. But I'm not built for that life. I pray every night, that, Lord, I'm not built for the celibate life. I can't just turn it off forever. Like, I want to get down. Okay? I want to get down with my husband. Okay? I want to get down and dirty. But right now, the Lord said, nope, you need to abstain. You need to be patient. Save it for your husband, Anita, because bad things happen when you don't. But 98% of y'all are not built for the celibate life. You need to have a husband or a wife. That was God's grand design. For most of us to be married. For most of us to have a family. For most of us to have sex within wedlock. Okay? For most of us to build or create something and have a legacy, that's what his plan was for most of us. So you got some of the apostles, you got, Jesus who was never married and all that. Okay, that's Jesus. That ain't Anita. Anita was not built for that life. And I pray to my God about that every night. Lord, I'm not built for this life. You know I'm not. You know I'm not. So, y'all, come on. But we so far away from God's design. We're so far away from his plan. As they say, the broad path is packed. There's very little people on the narrow path. The broad path is packed. You got plenty of company on the broad path. Plenty of people out here doing the wrong thing. And look, what was once wrong is now right. Because you all believe that what differentiates between right and wrong is numbers. Well, if everybody's doing it, it can't be wrong. Okay, keep playing. Ladies, God designed you for something greater. And yes, you're doing a lot of amazing things. You're doing a lot of amazing things. But are you doing the most amazing thing you can do of all? That's my question to you. That's all. And I get it. A lot of women say to me, oh my God, Miss Anita, I would like nothing more than to be married, than to have children. I would like nothing more than that. It seems hopeless. It seems so hopeless right now. Like there's no light anywhere. And I get that. Like my heart cries out every night when I'm in prayer. Like, God, please, please, let something happen. Let these people come to their senses, the men, the women. Like, please, God. People are tired. People are feeling hopeless and helpless. That's my prayer every single night. So I get it. And let me add this for those of y'all that's about to jump in the comments and say, she's blaming women. No, nobody's blaming you, honey. You have a wound. You have a shame wound. Nobody's blaming you. But I do want you to hear from me if you've never heard from any other woman. God made you different for a reason. He gave you a superpower. And I want you to utilize that superpower sooner rather than later. That's it. And I know it's hard, but you know what I believe? I believe this in my spirit, that with God, all things are possible. It is not impossible. I just make sure God is, he's in the passenger seat with me, right? Because God gave me free will. He put me over here. He put me on the driver's side, but God is on the passenger side. God is on the passenger side of my car. And he like, hey, you see that up there? I'm like, oh yeah, oh okay, don't go there. Oh, you don't go down that street. Oh, okay, that's God. That's how God works in my life. Don't go down that street. Take the highway. He can work that way for you too. But you have to have him in the passenger seat of your vehicle. You have to give him a measure of authority over your life. Okay, you always gonna have free will. You're always gonna be driving your car. Let him be the passenger seat in your car. Okay? But ladies, you're superheroes. You don't even realize it. Superheroes out here giving jobless, homeless men sex. Make it make sense. You're out here opening your legs to men who are not investing in you, who wouldn't make good fathers or good husbands. You're a superhero, a goddess. And you're out here amongst peasants. Make it make sense. I need to bring this back. You are a goddess. You have the ability to house life within your body and push it out into the world and feed it from your body. And yet you're out here Netflix and chilling. Make it make sense. Please. Remember who you are. If nobody has told you, I'm here to tell you. You are magnificent. You are beautiful. You are made in such a way to do amazing things. And you playing small. So no, I can't let you go out like that. I'm going to keep talking. And y'all don't have to like it if you don't want, but I'm going to keep talking. So thank you for listening. Have a great day. And as always, stay open to love.